Chris Sewall here, baseball card collector, investor, dealer in that order. Welcome everyone, regular rollers time, let's roll. We'll start off one sent in by Grant, who wrote, I enjoy collecting football cards of Hall of Famers, dual autograph cards, and cards that are very hard to come by. This card has all three. The card is a 2006 Upper Deck AFL Arena Graphs dual auto of Mike Ditka and David Baker. We all know Ditka is a Hall of Fame player and coach, but we also the co-owner of the AFL Chicago Rush, which is why he is on this card. David Baker was a commissioner of the AFL, but more famously, he went on to be president and CEO of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Baker stands at 6'9" and is a massive human. He is famous for being the guy that tells players in person that they have been selected to the Hall of Fame. Baker does not have any cards other than this 2006 AFL set, where he does not have any base set, but has a memorabilia card and an auto card, and this dual auto card. I think Baker could eventually make the Hall of Fame as a contributor. Baker is currently 70 years old and may never have any pack-inserted cards or autos ever produced moving forward, thus making this even more rare. Regardless of Baker's future Hall of Fame election, this card falls into the category of very cool for me, and I will enjoy it in my PC for a long time. I may grade it with PSA in the future, as there are none graded currently, and would fall into the category of low pop, low demand, which you often discuss. This was sent in by Philip, wrote, this card is close to having the pitching staff of the 1990 AAA champion Rochester Red Wings. They really should have replaced Pedro Martinez with Ben McDonald. The two players kept by Baltimore, Mussina and McDonald, were the two that did not win a World Series, but too bad they put Pedro Martinez on it instead of Ben McDonald. That's really interesting. This is a really cool card. Look at this. 2004 Sweet Spot, Sweet Threads, quad patch of, we got two Hall of Famers on there, and Mike Mussina and Pedro Martinez, and two really, really solid pitchers, Curt Schilling and Kevin Brown. A lot of wins and a lot of wins represented on this card, but yeah, that's interesting that if you replace the best player on here, Pedro Martinez, with Ben McDonald, who is basically a bust, it would be kind of even more interesting in the fact that it would be the starting lineup of the 1990 AAA champion Rochester Red Wings. But very cool card here. It's listed for $124 for anyone wondering. And yeah, this would also be cool if you replaced Pedro with Ben McDonald. This was sent in by Steve, who wrote, I was scanning eBay earlier this month for some hidden deals, and I came across this listing. After seeing some of the cards in the pictures, I threw a bid on it and was surprised no one else bid. I scored these wrestling cards and magazines for less than $50 all in. The lead picture was just the front of the card album, which did not help attract any eyeballs, but the main reason I bought the lot is for a few of the key cards. And the second picture is a listing is an AJ Lee 2013 Topps WWE Divas Kiss card. These cards were actual lip prints from the performers, and they're pretty rare. I'm not sure the print runs on them, but I believe they were case hits or harder. I only found two from the 10-card set that sold over the past 3 months on eBay. I couldn't find any from 2013, but I found a 2014 AJ Lee Topps Kiss card, which sold in June for $335. AJ Lee retired from in-ring action in 2015, but was a top performer during her brief run. She holds the record for most days as the WWE Divas Champion at 406, spread over 3 stints. The Divas Championship was retired in 2016 for more With the Times Women's Championship. Since retiring from the ring, she has become a New York Times best-selling author and has also written comic books, TV shows, and movies. She is currently a commentator and co-executive producer for the upstart promotion Women of Wrestling, which airs weekly in syndication. She's married to popular wrestler CM Punk. The other card in the lot that I was very excited to get is this Roman Reigns 2013 Topps rookie card, which sells for about $40 to $60 raw on eBay. I would guess the breakup value for everything is probably in the ballpark of $500 or so, but I don't plan to sell it since I'm a wrestling nerd. This stuff is staying in my collection. This was sent in by Peter, who wrote, this listing had a nondescript title, a relatively high shipping cost, and 8 decent but not amazing cards on the first photo, but it gets better. Besides the Valenzuela and the Baines rookie in the first photo, the lot also includes the following Fleer rookies: Ryan Sandberg, Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs, Don Mattingly, Darryl Strawberry, Roger Clemens, Kirby Puckett, Barry Bonds, and Bo Jackson, not to mention a bunch of star cards including Henderson Ryan and your boy Cal making 2 appearances. I'm in the lot for less than $18 all in. Breakup value should be about 5 times that. Yeah, totally agree. Great pickup here. It does depend on condition, I guess, but assuming the cards are near mint or better, yeah, you're going to do extremely well here. And yeah, the key cards not being highlighted in the first photo was definitely a mistake by the seller. This was sent in by Jacob, who wrote, I recently picked up these Don Bradman rookies, one from ComC and one from Golden. I've been collecting trading cards and baseball cards for years, and I recently started to dabble in cricket cards. Growing up in the United States, I was never very familiar with cricket, but I recently moved to Guyana, South America, where cricket is king, and I've really been enjoying watching the Caribbean Premier League. Cricket cards are very common. Most people attribute this to the fact that adults were the ones primarily collecting cards in England and Australia compared to collectors in the United States being mostly children. Full sets of cricket from 1930s including multiple members of the Cricket Hall of Fame can be purchased for $20 to $30. Don Bradman is widely considered the greatest batsman of all time, and both of these cards were issued in his rookie year. Neither are extremely rare, but good-looking copies still run you around $500, which is about what I paid for each of these. $550 for the Ogdens and $580 for the WD and HO. I'm still in search of the Don Bradman's Hoadley's Chocolate card from 1928, which would be the final card from his rookie year, aside from an alleged ultra-rare card where only 2 copies are known to exist. This was sent by Philip, who wrote, I collect autographed Hall of Fame plaque postcards. Recently I found someone who normally doesn't sell them, selling a Rube Marquard, a pitcher who died before I was even born, who has been described as probably the worst starting pitcher in the Hall of Fame. It was certified by an authenticator I hadn't seen before, but I put in a bid, and knowing that most players who died before I was ever alive, their autographs tend to go for way more than my price range, but I ended up getting it for just $8.50. I also looked at the seller's other items, and they also had a Ted Williams autograph certified by another place I've never seen before, but I got that for $26.50. Hopefully, they both end up as real. This was sent in by Brent, who wrote, I just wanted to share some of my most treasured but overall pretty worthless items. During the COVID era, I went through my parents' attic and dug out a ton of old cards and memories from our era, collecting and going to the Oakland Fan Fest. We went several years in a row, and I would print photos from the year before to get signed. This photo of me and my favorite player, Jason Giambi, was one that we cropped and printed out larger and eventually got signed the next year. But I recently noticed in the uncropped photo that if you can see his rookie card sitting on the table with the blue pen that it was signed with. I also found this exact card still in my collection of Giambi cards, and it just makes me very happy to have this combo. I still have the tiny ace hat I'm wearing in the photo as well. That is also packed with a faded signature. This was sent by Christian, who wanted to highlight a flip that he did on eBay. He wrote, some backstory. I moved to the Atlanta area last year for work and wanted to start getting into the Braves a bit. I'm a born Dodger fan, so this is weird territory, but now being close to a major league team for the first time since I was in high school, I was excited to be able to attend some games. I went on eBay and purchased a 2018 Topps Heritage Ronald Acuna card that was hand autographed and certified by JSA. It was only $66, and it was a fun card to have while living in Atlanta. Fast forward to now, and I've moved back to where I was originally from, Oklahoma, and I no longer need any of the Braves cards that I purchased. Obviously, Acuna is playing and stealing bases with his hair on fire this year, so I decided to list the card. It ended up selling as a best offer for $175. Still blows my mind that a card that was purchased back in November would 2x in about 6 months. I immediately turned those funds into a Topps Chrome PSA 10 Shohei Ohtani rookie and a Topps Heritage PSA 10 Juan Soto rookie, taking full advantage of the Ohtani correction in the market with his injury and also the severe discount on Juan Soto rookies. It's crazy. You can get Soto's rookie cards in PSA 10s for about the price of grading at PSA. I think people forget he's only 24 and is in the top 10 player of all time in WAR at that age. Here's another cool quad patch card featuring pitchers. This was sent by Nate, who wrote, I love cards with a lot of star power on a single card. This is a game-worn card of Randy Johnson, Roger Clemens, Greg Maddux, and Pedro Martinez. 19 total Cy Youngs on a game-worn card. In the era of player-worn and non-associated memorabilia cards, I found this for just $25, and I think it has great value. Personally, I don't love the look of the card, but I doubt you'll ever find more Cy Youngs on a single card. Yeah, a couple of really cool things about this card, like you've already mentioned. One, these are game-worn memorabilia patches, not player-worn, or this is sort of associated with the player in some way. These were actually worn in a Major League game, as this card's from, I believe, 2004. And yeah, you're right. 19 Cy Youngs on a single card. I would challenge anyone to find a card with more. That isn't like, a 16-player booklet type card, but 19 Cy Youngs on a single card, that's going to be tough to beat. This was sent by William, who wrote, I recently bought a small lot of autographed cards through an auction site. It had a mix of various auto cards of NBA Hall of Fame players and a few from super premium brands as well. I paid $42, excluding lot premium and shipping, and figured I can get some pretty good breakup value. 2 cards I put up for eBay sold for what ended up covering the cost of the lot, but the one card that, for reasons I do not understand, ended up selling for many folds more than what I would have ever imagined. The National Treasures Century Legend Bailey Howell auto patch card blew me away as far as the demand for this. I'm still confused why this card goes for so much. My best guess is a combination of the rarity of the player's autograph and maybe the exact card is being sought after to complete many personal collections. Perhaps a low serial number of 2 of 99 is the reason. although I can't imagine why that would command a significantly higher premium than, say, the same card being numbered to 40 or 50. Well, I'm definitely grateful for how this turned out for myself. I'd like to find out why this card is in such high demand. Any light you can shed on would be greatly appreciated. I've attached photos documenting the experience. Wow, that is amazing. I have no idea why that what the explanation is there. If anyone watching, please leave in the comments if you know why this Bailey Howell card would have sold for over $1,000, which is way more than I would have potentially predicted. But congrats on the sale. This was sent by Mike, who wrote, "This one comes from Mercury of all places. I came across a listing of a lot of modern and ultra-modern cards from 2010 through 2021, plus some others, none of which were worth more than 50 cents or so. In the very last picture of the post, it shows a faint 1992 upper deck in the bottom right-hand corner. Upon further review, it is a triple auto signed by Ken Griffey, Craig Griffey, and the legendary Ken Griffey Jr. It's numbered to 1992 from a proven insert of the base Bloodlines Griffey family. For about $50 altogether, I got this killer triple auto, well faded, plus a bunch of other Cubs and other rookies for my non-vintage collection. Wow, congrats! Another great pickup, and that Griffey family triple auto is worth well more than what you paid for the entire lot. And we'll finish on a vintage bargain story. This was sent in by Justin, who wrote, "In March, I found a potential collection to buy in my area on Facebook. There were dozens of cards from the 50s to the 90s of stars for all sports, but a large black and white Roger Maris card stood out. After research, I learned it was a 1957 Soyo gas card. This 5x7 regional set was issued in panels of 3 from Cleveland and Cincinnati. I was surprised to see that this panel was still intact. It was also issued a year before Maris's 1958 Topps rookie. The seller had no asking price, but I arrived knowing what I would pay. As I went through the collection, he said he had a standing offer of $750. I was hoping to be in the $600 to $700 range before seeing the condition. Most were mid-grade and didn't increase the value in my mind, so our negotiation was polite, but I eventually passed. I was a little more bummed than usual because of the unique Maris card. Fast forward to August when the seller posted that his family was having a moving sale with photos from his garage. I messaged him trying to set up another time to meet, but they were already sold. Days later, for no reason, I was trying to find the sold and listed prices of the panel on eBay. There was one listed as a buy it now for $250 and another 7-day auction underway. That seller's location was an hour from me. After seeing familiar cards in the seller's other listing, I was certain it was the Maris that I had seen before. The bidding was low for the days, and I put in a manual snipe of $100. I was surprised to have the winning bid at $36. That's $48 all in after shipping. I can't imagine when the original seller sold it for so little, but that's me speculating. I have since sent it off to PSA, hoping they will grade the panel intact, and I can have a Pop 1. A 2-card panel has been graded before. If not, I might try tearing the perforation and just grading the Maris pre-rookie. But that's it for this week's regular rollers. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone as always for all your great submissions. Please keep them coming, and whether you are high or regular, keep on rolling. Thanks everyone.